everyone. I'm sure you are all aware of what's going on in the media at the moment as regards to George Floyd and police brutality. It's horrible what is happening, and the thing is, like Will Smith said, racism isn't getting worse, it's just getting documented now. This is obviously not the first African American who's lost their life to police brutality, and until some real change is made, it's not going to be the last. This is a long-term issue that's going to require long-term solutions. And so, hi, my name is Sinead. I'm biracial, my mom's white, and my dad's Balinese, so that's the perspective I'm coming from. I grew up in Jakarta going to an international private school, and as a brown Asian girl, I think a lot of us in the Asian community like to remain passive about these issues, but injustice anywhere is a threat to justice anywhere, and so I encourage people who are part of the brown Asian community to start to stand with the Black Lives Matter movement so that we can fight together against injustice. And I think that first starts with developing empathy for the African American experience and the Black Lives Matter movement. Just because we are minorities, it doesn't mean we have the same experiences. The Asian experience, the Chinese experience, the Korean experience, the Indonesian experience, the mixed Indonesian experience are all very different to each other. And so we have to talk to each other as minorities to understand each other's experiences and how they are similar and how they're different. It's one thing to intellectually understand that racism is bad and that people suffer from it, but it's on another level, I think. It takes you even further, even deeper, to actually put yourself in the shoes of an African American person or a person from any minority that is being oppressed and really, seriously try to understand their perspective. And I think an amazing way to do that is through books and movies. And so in this video I'm going to be sharing some of the books that helped me better understand the African American experience and that I would recommend to anyone of any race to try and better develop more empathy and knowledge around the Black Lives Matter movement. The first book I would like to recommend is The Hate U Give. This is an amazing book. The Hate U Give is about a young African American girl named Star who witnesses her other African American friend get shot due to police brutality. This book is centered around that event, but it's about that and so much more. This book will take you through a journey and allow you to develop real, deep empathy and compassion towards the victims of police brutality. This book is amazing, and I think, as John Green says, it will be known as a modern day classic, and we'll be talking about it decades into the future. And if you don't read, you can watch the film adaptation of it. I would also recommend you watch the trailer of the movie so that you can get an idea about what the book's about. The second book is called Piecing Me Together. This is another fiction YA novel. It is a powerful story about a teen girl named Jade from a poor neighborhood. Jade is a young and intelligent African American girl who is also an artist. This is a story about identity and finding yourself and dives into a lot of themes about privilege. The girl Jade is incredibly talented and deserving of success, but because of her race and economic position, she has to battle through inherently racist and sexist structures that hold her back from success. It's a beautiful novel, it's not that long either, and I would really highly recommend it. As you can see, I'm not telling you guys too much about these books other than just like the general vibe that they give off because I want you to discover them for yourself. My third recommendation is a non-fiction book called Why I'm No Longer Talking to White People About Race. This is a non-fiction book in which the author talks about racism in Britain. Essentially, in this book, she writes her frustrations about trying to discuss race in Britain. It explores a wide range of issues, from the eradicated Black history to the political purpose of white dominance. It also talks about whitewashed feminism and the intrinsic link between class and race. It is an incredible exploration of racism in Britain today. Highly recommend. Another YA novel that I would recommend, which I really enjoyed, is Dear Martin. This book is short, but it packs a punch. And this book is about a young African American boy named Justice. Justice is an honor student. He's really smart. He's really academically gifted. He's planning to go to Yale, but somewhere along the lines he finds himself a victim of police brutality. Some other interesting things that I liked in this book was that there were lots of discussions between white people and African American people in a high school setting, and like hearing those conversations and paying attention to the dynamic between the white kids and the African American kids was really interesting, and it really gives you a lot of perspective on things. As a method of trying to deal with the racism that's going on around him, he starts this project where he starts writing these letters to Martin Luther King, hence the name of the book, Dear Martin. And finally, my last book to recommend is Born a Crime. This is an amazing book. This book is so special. This book is literally just freaking gold. It's amazing. I listened to the audiobook version and oh my god, it brings out all of the emotions in you. It makes you sad, it makes you happy, it makes you want to cry, it makes you laugh, it makes you giggle. It just fills you with all of those good emotions. If you're looking for a funny, hilarious book, but also has some raw truth in it, this is the book for you. Okay, let's get into what the book's about. So I actually started reading this book in preparation for a history exam because this book is all about Trevor Noah's experience in South Africa. And it talks a lot about the apartheid and the effects of the apartheid on South Africa. If you don't know about the apartheid, in South Africa, you should definitely read into it. And this book is essentially a bunch of short stories from Trevor Noah's childhood, detailing his experiences growing up in South Africa. This book will teach you a lot about racism in South Africa. It will make you think about colonization, and you'll get to learn about various different cultures in South Africa and their relations to each other. Not only that, but this book is in classic Trevor Noah style. It's got some freaking hilarious stories in it. Like, not all of it is about race, a lot of it is just about him, and like, you know, there's stories about his dog, his friends, his family, everything. It's a really personal story if you want to get to know Trevor Noah more. I couldn't recommend this book enough. So yeah, those are all of the books that I would recommend that I've read, which really have helped me better understand the issue of racism and develop my empathy towards the Black Lives Matter movement. But of course, there's so many other books, so many other good movies, so many other really amazing resources that I am really excited to dive into about the Black Lives Matter movement and about racism in general. So if you have any recommendations, please leave them in the comments below. I'm in Bali, Indonesia right now. I'm not connected to any of the protests at the moment. I'm currently just in lockdown, so I'm looking forward towards spending some time really reading about the issue more and reading some books, watching some movies to again better deepen my empathy and understanding towards the Black Lives Matter movement, because I think in a time like this it calls for us all to really educate ourselves on what is happening. I felt like someone who is not African American but is a minority, this is the best way to show my support of the movement, because I'm not trying to speak from their experiences. I'm instead trying to go and read from the source. So please, if you have some time, find some time to pick up one of these books or pick up a different book about the African American experience, and then leave your recommendation in the comment section below. And yeah, this is like just a few steps towards being actually actively anti-racist. I'm going to be reading some more books about racism, and I'm going to be like taking some notes on them, and hopefully I'm going to be able to make some book reviews in the coming future. But that's all I have for you guys today. Sending out all of my love to all of you guys out there in this weird times. I was going to do a university announcement video, but I thought I should probably wait. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!